I'm here with Luke Fox of WhiteFox Defense. How you doing today, Luke?
Fantastic. I'm enjoying the show.
Yeah, it's a really interesting show. You're surrounded by boats and lots of UAS devices. So you have what looks like the smallest, most efficient counter-UAS technologies that I've seen.
Yes.
So this is tremendous. And by the way, I'm Steve Surfaro with SecurityInfoWatch and the Security Industry Association. So Luke, you're the CEO of WhiteFox Defense. So what do you folks do?
Yeah, so what we do is we promote drone airspace security. So ensuring that the drones that should be flying can continue to do so, and those that shouldn't can be safely removed from airspace.
So your products allow that to happen quite automatically. Which one do you want to go through first?
Yeah, so talk about that. Like this right here, this is the world's most portable counter-drone system. It fits in the palm of your hand, and all you have to do is you turn it on, and we're going to see it. We're going to turn it on.
Scorpion 2.
Scorpion 2. And what it's going to tell us is, are there any drones that are operating near us? Because it's really easy, for example, in airports to say there's no drones operating. But until you have a counter-UAS device that can tell you, are there any drones? Instantly, it sees there's one friendly drone. So the key thing is, it's not just any drones, it's telling you, is it a friendly drone or an unknown drone? And then from there, you can determine, is it a threat to me? Is it a danger? We got an unknown drone that's around. Now, if we wanted to, and I'm not going to do it because there's a lot of drones around here that would not be happy about this, but let's say we're at an airport and we say, there are 2 unknown drones that aren't supposed to be here. I then can flip it into mitigate mode. In mitigate mode, all of those unknown drones, those 2 unknown drones, instantly will be landed. 3 unknown drones. But here's the beautiful part. The friendly drone can continue to fly. So unlike every other product that's a barrage jammer or is shooting something kinetically at the drone, this with surgical precision takes control of the drone and safely lands it.
That's fantastic. So it understands the control signal?
Exactly.
And you update that periodically?
We provide quarterly updates to all of our customers to ensure that they are staying ahead of the threat.
My God, that's fantastic. It actually looks like a multimeter, but this is incredibly portable.
Exactly. Easy, portable, and so the fun part is you can go all the way into mitigate mode, auto mitigate mode, and if it doesn't see any drones, it's still just listening silently. It doesn't broadcast out until it sees a drone that's not supposed to be there. Instantly that drone comes down, and in most cases, we turn this on, the drone's not even able to launch. So the drone, they can't even launch the drone from the ground, it just stays on the ground. It creates that bubble of protection around you.
So this is fantastic. As you know, there's a lot of cat and mouse games that get played by rogue drone operators, as what happened in Gatwick.
Yeah,
they kept changing their positions. So you just give one of these to each one of the security folks or facility management folks, and they sweep the area, I guess.
Yeah, so this can be used for personnel protection. We also have systems for fixed facility protection. So our DroneFox product covers an entire facility. So you install it at the facility, easy installation, set it up, it's done, and then now you have a firewall over that facility. So only good drones can come in. As soon as it detects a bad drone, it can surgically remove that drone from the airspace. And that's our DroneFox product, different than our handheld portable product. And so drones here at CES are being turned on and off all the time, as you can see, as it's detecting new ones and those being turned off as well.
That's amazing. And you have a new product that can puts an identifier to these drones, right?
Yes.
That's that little black box.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the problems with drones is they're amazingly powerful, and there's great uses for them. But unless you know that that drone is authorized, that it's supposed to be there, then you really have no way to be able to say, I'm not supposed to mitigate that drone. And that's where the WISDM technology comes in. So this extremely lightweight product, you attach it to the drone. As soon as you attach it to the drone, now you can identify it. You can pull up on your phone, on a tablet, on anything, be able to pull up and say, now I know that that drone is cryptographically verified using military-grade cryptographic technology, blockchain technology that operates completely transparently, so anybody can verify that drone is supposed to be there and therefore is not supposed to be mitigated. And also, I shouldn't fear it. I should feel comfortable and excited about this amazing technology that's in the sky, that maybe that drone is doing a search and rescue operation. Many uses for drone technology.
So every drone should have that?
That's exactly it. So this technology is military-grade cryptographic identity management. So every drone should have an identity, and that's where the FAA's Remote ID, NPRM, just came out, talking about how do we have a license plate for drones. This is, for example, the next level. So for example, if you want to drive up to the White House and drive through the gates, you need more than just a license plate, right? You need to have a secondary form of identification. You need to prove you're supposed to be there. That's what this is. This is what you need when you're driving up to the White House, when you have a drone that's going to be operating at a prison, at a nuclear power plant, at an airport, where you need to know with 100% certainty that drone is who it says it is. Because without this, every other type of remote identification, you can say whoever you are, wherever you are at any time. So I can right now say I'm flying in Phoenix, but I'm standing here in Las Vegas at CES.
So this is the fastest way to become in compliance with FAA Remote ID.
Exactly. You snap it on, and now you're completely compliant.
That is amazing. Is it battery powered?
Battery powered, operates for about 6 hours, which is a lot longer than any drone flies. The range, it has multiple wireless communications, so we have Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, has cellular capability as well, and then also a long-range RF capability that provides about 20 miles range. So then you cover an entire city, for example, after a disaster, like we had it with the hurricanes.
Yeah.
Drones are flying all over the place, but nobody knows, is that drone actually supposed to be there? It probably is legitimate, but then you need to bring a medevac helicopter in, and they can't because they don't know who to call to say, hey, we need you to move your drone, even that drone's supposed to be there. So this
is terrible because,
yes.
You know, there's drones for the thieves now, you know?
Exactly.
It's so that's a specific identifier, and you can actually have that be part of first responders, so
yes.
Search and rescue,
yes.
Drones that can have unique identifiers for a particular city.
That's precisely it, because ultimately, for example, law enforcement, if they're operating, on a lot of these major crimes, they have multiple forces all operating at the same time. So they need to be able to look in the sky, see a drone, and say that drone is supposed to be there instantly. Whereas right now, they have no means of doing that, and often there's panic when somebody sees the drone, even though it's their own drone and it's supposed to be there.
Well, that is fantastic. How do you charge it? Do you charge it? Is it a rechargeable battery? Or
USB plug in.
Fantastic.
And it charges up instantly, all omnidirectional. You can attach it anywhere on the drone.
Light payload.
Lightweight. This weighs less than prop cars, for example.